Welcome to This Week Only. Please welcome on the show tonight, with the mind of a child and the body of a gorilla, he plays roly-poly gun-mad Mike in Spaced, Nick Frost. She is a high-class print prostitute who sells her vapid celebrity guff to whatever paper's shameless enough to print it. She's a journalist and an author. She's Imogen Edwards-Jones. She's a glue-sniffing indie princess whose best hope of a meaningful relationship is to enter into a sham marriage with the camp one out of Hearsay, former lead singer of Kenickie. Please welcome Lauren Laverne. And recently released under the Good Friday Agreement, actor, comedian and winner of the Crime Watch Award for the man most likely to break into your house, he's Michael Smiley. Plus, coming up on the show later, we've got two guests whose identities cannot be revealed for legal reasons. We're just going to call them Neil and Christine X. But first, the music festival season comes to a climax this weekend when Reading and Leeds are invaded by legions of teenage dirtbags, baby. I spent 3 years at Glastonbury last year. What a dump. I was desperate to have when I got home after 3 days. Panel, what do you guys think makes a good British rock festival? Let's start by asking Nick, because you actually went to V2001. Was it last weekend?
Yeah, it was. It was amazing. I went with a few friends of mine who were in a band, and...
Coldplay.
And it was fun. I think that I've got some pictures. I don't know if they're... That's from the side of the back of the stage. I had the good pass. The noise of that many people opened something up in my soul, and I almost wept.
I think there's another more illustrative photo of Nick. There we go.
That's a special ciggy I use to control my asthma. And anyone who says it's a spliff is bonkers.
Michael, you're going to Reading this weekend. What do you think makes a good festival?
If you go to, like, really big festivals like Glastonbury, the fun part is watching people trying to get in. Like, there was a guy one year I seen, he had some pogo sticks, and he was trying to get over the fence. And there was another mate of mine who was out of his tits on LSD, and I don't recommend it at home, kids. And dead in front of him was a little one-man tent about 20 yards away. So he just happened to look at it, and out of the tent came a bloke. And about 2 seconds later came another bloke, and then another bloke, till about 60 people came out of this one-man tent. He started fucking freaking out, right? And it turned out what it done was these scallies had dug a trench underneath the fence and put a one-man tent over the hole, and were charging people $5 to get through, and they were just going to go... So the ingenuity's great. I think the ingenuity's great.
So, Lauren, you've seen it from the other side, from on the stage. Have you ever failed it in front of a big crowd, disastrously?
I haven't, luckily. The fear's always there, though. But I don't actually know if it'd be worse to play to a big crowd who hated you, or to, like, play and nobody come.
What if not many people came, but they still hated you?
That would probably be the worst, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah.
Isn't it exciting for you when you go to a festival and there are, like, not that you're not a really big rock star, but there are even bigger rock stars there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's very exciting. Well, the most exciting, actually, there was 2 incidents that were very exciting. And the first one was when, well, it was basically linked on the same day. We were playing Dares. And, like, my first dare, when I was a bit more sober, was to go up to Marilyn Manson and just go, "Bloody mods," like that, and walk up to see what he did, which I did, and he just looked really confused. But then the second dare was, for 50p, how many times can you touch Brian May? So, like, I got to the 3rd time, and I'd, like, touched him twice, but then I got a bit cocky, and I touched the fro. And security bundled me off then, and then I downed a pint of vodka. And then I wasn't very well.
What about, Imogen, maybe you're excited about the Queen's Golden Jubilee Festival that's coming up.
I've got a box.
Can I see it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, try and stay calm, but we're very lucky to have with us one of the best-known singer-songwriters working in Britain today. He recently played an exclusive one-off gig at V2001. Please welcome, and for once I'd like to call him by his full name, Dean off of Big Brother! Meet the rest of the panel. Would you like to talk? Dean, how was the experience? Was it enjoyable?
It was. It was It was the VIP tent, so it wasn't the big... It wasn't that, it was just like a little tent, and I went on quite early, 11:50. But it was really good, it was a lot of fun, yeah.
I think we've actually got some footage of your performance. Were you aware of that?
I had no idea, no.
Excellent. Let's run it and pay close attention. Do you remember the dog? You don't remember the dog?
Not that dog, no.
He was excited.
Was he excited?
I think you were turning the dog on.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
The dog was called Scruffy.
Was it? You met the dog?
I met the dog earlier on in the day.
Yeah.
Just...
It's a celebrity dog, then, is it?
No, it's just a dog.
Is he professional?
I know whose dog it is. It was Nelly Furtado, is it?
Furtado.
Furtado. Oh, no, it wasn't hers, no. I got that completely wrong.
So you've handled your post-Big Brother stardom with great integrity, but Helen and Paul maybe haven't, done so well. What do you think about their media shenanigans?
I think a lot of it's put on them. I mean, they haven't got much say in a lot of it.
Do you really think that's true, though? I mean, it is possible to stay in your house if you want to. They're not actually being physically forced onto the streets.
I guess so, yeah.
But the whole thing with them getting back together again, because they weren't a couple, but then it seems that they realised, shit, no one's interested in us if we're not a couple. We better snog on the front page of The Sun, and they did. And that seemed a bit desperate to you, that sort of thing?
I don't know. It's hard to... I wouldn't do that, put it that way. I wouldn't snog Paul. It's not...
You wouldn't?
No.
Oh, come on. What if you went like that? Go on. Oh, mate. Oh. You've got... Oh. That's not even very good, is it? I mean,
It's quite good.
It's funny, though.
That kind of
It's very
sounded a
good.
bit like the "I'll get you, butler," man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Blakey.
right. Thank you.
There was a point in the house where I genuinely thought that Paul was going to murder all the other housemates and make flesh suits out of you. Some kind of bizarre Travis Bickle, like day 39. Amma is cleaning up the blood, and Paul is wearing Helen's head as a kind of grotesque hat. Because it was around about the time when he did that whole, I'm in control of everything in this house, everything outside this house, and all that weird. Were you scared at that point? Because I was.
Well, I didn't see that till I came out. If I had seen...
Did nobody tell you though?
Oh, no.
Did they not?
No, and I only saw that when I came out, and I thought if I had seen that,
You would have
I
been-
might have jumped over the wall.
Totally.
Now, how do you feel about it since you've been out? People's reactions to you? Have you had a good reaction from the general public?
It's very, very odd, because I am just a completely normal bloke who seems to have had, like, a fame button switched on, and everyone knows me everywhere I go, and it is a bit unusual, but it's not particularly harrowing or bad.
But you're much sexier in the flesh than you were on the telly.
Thanks. Is that an insult? Hang on, is that a compliment?
Ask her about her box.
It's flashing on and off as we speak.
Who do you think came out the best of all the people? Because you were the other side of the lens. cut.
Brian. I mean,
Brian.
I don't think Brian was cut best, but I think Brian is such an extraordinary person, and he's so funny. When I came out and saw... He's shaking his head.
I was going to agree, he's an extraordinary man. He's extraordinary. Yeah, anyway. Sorry. I'm just, my take the piss button has been switched. But I'll switch it off.
Who do you think's going to win?
Man United.
Hey,
Man.
I watched it on and off, but I was lucky enough to see the clip of the three girls getting into the bath together. Huh? Hey? Huh?
Dean's
Hey?
asleep at
Dean,
that point.
come
weren't
across, mate. Were you there?
No, I didn't see that.
Were you not even
Why
through
not?
slightly frosted windows?
No, I've got... my girlfriend was on the outside. I was never going to go in there.
No, just looking.
No.
I don't mean you had to go in and fluff up the bubbles or anything like that.
No, I thought that'd be ill-advised, to be honest.
That's why you didn't win.
Yeah.
Because you like a bit of can I say whiffle? A bit of doobie, bit of
Yeah.
You like a bit of a spliff every now and then.
Absolutely.
Was it quite? How long were you in there for?
9 weeks.
It must have been pretty difficult, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what was difficult, coming out and having a smoke.
Why? You just got
Because it
completely
blew my head off.
fucked,
Absolutely, yeah.
Did you have a really good wank?
I actually managed that in the house.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where?
Hello.
Where?
Where?
Oh, in bed.
Oh, right.
So where did you use?
Look at it.
Now
Did
we're
you use like a
cooking.
tennis sock, or did you use like a roll of tissue paper?
Silly sock.
Dreamcatcher.
That's a good one.
Didn't you take some pills to suppress your sexual appetites, though?
It was a herbal thing from my herbalist. And it just...
Well, because you thought you might want to rock with a few girls in the house.
No, I thought I'd wank myself stupid.
Really? just all the time, like one of those bonobo monkeys.
For that.
Yeah, non-stop.
Yeah. Dean, we're very lucky that because you brought your guitar in, right? I've
Absolutely,
got it
yeah.
down here.
Yeah.
And we can't let the show go by without checking out your guitar. What make is it?
It's a Yamaha guitar.
Steel strings.
That's Yamaha.
How much did it cost you?
It cost £225.
Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean. So we'll be right back after the break with Neil and Christine Hamilton, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, this week, millions of 16-year-olds have been nervously awaiting their GCSE results. I remember dreading the results of my maths O-level back in 1985. Can it really be 9 years ago? Today, millions of school children will be opening those fateful envelopes. But do exam results offer any real indication of how successful you might actually be in later life? Now, you were the results that you got. How did you get on, Nick, in your exams?
Rubbish.
Can we see Nick's exam results? I think there they are. Name Nick Frost.
Oh, my God.
B for English language, B for history, C for geography, D for sociology, F for maths. That surprises me. You know, you've got potential.
Yes, suppose.
Yeah, but you just don't work, do you? It's a tough world out there.
Don't know.
What are you going to do?
Nothing.
You're useless. Whereas, Lauren, you did ridiculously well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Can we see Lauren's exam results? And she's even got little stars by the A's. I didn't even know they existed. What do they mean?
I think they mean just that, like, it's like extra A.
Your exam results reflect the fact that overall girls do better than boys. I want to know why this is.
I know why.
Just picture the classroom, okay? You've got girls and boys. Boys are very, very distracted by girls at that age. You know, they're high and hormonal and everything. Girls, on the other hand, the last thing they want in the world is a spotty, sweaty teenage boy.
By rights, the results I got, I should be screaming at passers-by, eating handfuls of my own seed.
I've always thought it might be something to do with menstruation, because if I'd started bleeding from my penis aged 14, I would have taken life a lot more seriously. How about cheating? Did anybody around this table cheat in their exams?
I did.
Were you one of those girls in class that used to work like that?
Yeah.
Because I was one of the ones that used to go like that. Over there.
Mine was that one.
That's always highly effective.
Did you cheat, Joe?
I did cheat, yeah. I had a really good technique. I stole a ream of special exam paper from the previous exam, English, that I was good at. And then basically I wrote my crib notes as if they were an answer to a question with a headed piece of paper. And I just smuggled in a little ream, popped them on top of the pile of paper that was already there. 15 minutes into the exam, I just got them out as if they were my notes or a page that I'd already written and copied them across. It's a complete winner, and that was my B in history.
Did you get roasted for that?
What does that mean?
From Tom Brown's school days.
I've been buggered. I haven't been roasted, though. One of the main problems is that studying just isn't cool. Can we think of any ways to make studying cool?
Kids like swearing, so I think they should put more swearing in exam questions. Like, is the mayor of Casterbridge a fuckhead? Discuss using examples from the text to illustrate your argument.
I'd be keen to answer that one, wouldn't you?
Who's the dickhead who lost his eye in 1066?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what's the square of the hypotenuse?
So there you go. So girls get better exam results, but the boys get paid more. So I think in the end everybody's happy. Now, recently there's been only one couple who've done less to deserve their notoriety than Helen Adams and Paul Clark. It is, of course, Neil and Christine Hamilton, two people who've completely disproved the old saying, cheer up, it may never happen. They're doing a lot of telly at the moment. That's because they need as many alibis as they can get. Please welcome Neil and Christine Hamilton. So, first of all, what have the last couple of weeks been like for you, like, psychologically? What's been going on in your heads?
It's been the most difficult fortnight of my life, and that's coming from me over the last 7 years is quite something.
I think Giles Brandreth put it quite well in his column in the Sunday Telegraph last week. He says that we've been converted from villains into victims, and that's produced a completely different attitude on the part of a lot of people.
We have had an absolute avalanche of supportive letters from people, and we can't reply to them because the police still have our computers, and we're apparently not going to get them back even until perhaps the end of next week. So it's completely impossible. You can't. I've got the most enormous sort of Mickey Mouse handwriting. I can't reply to hundreds and hundreds of letters.
You just do one very big word to each person. Do you think to any extent, because you've put yourself out there, you've been on Ali G...
well, that was a long time ago.
Like him, I smoked a spliff.
There you go. And you've just done something for Harry Hill, where you're dressed as badgers, am I right?
We did that, 2 days before this?
Yeah.
We were arrested. Do you know we're on police bail?
Think what it would be like if we'd been dressed as badgers when we had been arrested.
Is this going to change the way you approach the media? Is this going to change the choices you make in terms of what sort of stuff you do on telly?
Well, I don't think so, really, because, after all, dressing up as a badger is just a bit of fun, isn't it? It wasn't fetishism or anything of that kind.
We don't mind people taking the mickey in a pleasant sort of way. We're perfectly happy to put up with jokes and be the butt of jokes and things like that. And if you haven't got a sense of humour, you might as well pack up and go home now.
All right.
But this is a... this is a different order.
So what's
you're
your...
adding to all my fantasies of the older woman. Because... to be honest, when I read about you, and I thought, well, there goes my fantasies of the older woman out the window. But now I meet you in the flesh, and you're nowhere near as creepy as I thought the 2 years were.
The thing I found very difficult was the idea that when you were having your dinner party, normally you're at home drying your hair, doing plasmon, and Christine, you were having a drink at Claridge's. How could you possibly be in Claridge's while doing a dinner party?
Well, I am quite organised. I mean, I planned the menu knowing that I wouldn't be there until about 5 minutes before everybody arrived.
There's ham salad.
Was it ham salad? No, because
How
the
dare
bloody... Bloody Mary jelly.
No,
Jellied Bloody Mary.
OK, now what is that?
Oh,
How does one cook it?
Well, I'm not giving you the recipe because that's go
go on.
No, you
Give
don't.
us a bloody recipe.
No. It's a bloody...
Is it alcoholic,
It's
though?
a Bloody Mary jellied, basically. It's very... I mean, you can
And
work
was that
out
a starter?
It's
or-
fantastic. You serve it in...
Cocktail glasses.
sort of old-fashioned martini glasses. It's
Right.
bright red sort of jelly
Yum.
with horseradish, and pear, and lots of Tabasco and all. Then on the top you put a bit of creme fraiche with de-seeded chopped-up cucumber. So you get the hot Bloody Mary and the cool... It's absolutely... And it looks wonderful.
So you had those chilling, obviously, in the fridge before.
Oh, you
then?
have to do those several hours before
Right.
because they've got to set, otherwise they wobble.
OK.
Do you think that any good might come out of this at any point in the long run?
Well, we've met you.
Obviously, that's you're a charmer. And you've met Louis Theroux as well, who's making a documentary about you for
Yes, we have met Louis.
Has that been a weird experience, surely, to come out of your house with that phalanx of reporters, then go in and have Louis Theroux being condescending to you, isn't?
We can handle Louis, as you will see.
Right.
I can handle him in a very
We
special
took him along
way.
to the police station, hoping that he might be arrested instead of us.
We actually banged up in the big house. Did you do some time in the chokey? Did you?
Did you eat porridge?
I think I know what you're saying. Well, we were in Barkingside police station. At one point,
Did you put us in the same cell?
they threatened to put us... No,
No,
they threatened to
no,
put us in
separate
different
cells.
cells.
All right.
Can you believe it?
I just wanted
In
to know
case you
if you'd be on the
assaulted
top
me.
bunk. They would have been on the top bunk if you just showed to see him sail.
Well, have you obviously been in prison? I mean, you look a fairly
a
likely
visit.
candidate.
Just a visit, just to some background, you know, information.
To
You
see
know,
your-
yeah, because I'm writing a...
See your family.
I'm writing a play. Beg your pardon? To see my family.
Just to
I thought you
ask.
said you weren't a snob.
But it's sort of, it's
No, I
kind
wasn't
of...
there to see my family. No, I wasn't. I was there to see my badger who broke his leg. How did you two lovely people first meet? That's what I want to know.
Across a crowded room.
It was love at first sight. We were 18. And he wouldn't make the first move. You know you can tell when somebody fancies you, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
give you the eye.
You get, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Chloroform in my case.
And I couldn't understand why he wasn't making a move. I mean, we were at a conference. We'd been there at least 12 hours and he hadn't pounced. And I
Ah.
know, I thought it was ridiculous. So
It was a long time ago. It was before
Mate.
sex had been invented.
darling,
1960s.
that is not a funny joke in the context of this game.
You know when you were like doing a lot of the press calls and things like that, when you see them the next day, do you not look at them and go, oh God, I wish we hadn't have said that, or I wish we hadn't have done that?
Well, an
or
awful lot of the things
maybe
that
I
you...
should have wore... maybe
No, but a lot of the
low
things
cut
you
top
read
or
in the
something.
press with quotation marks around, we haven't said. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, a serious point. That's one of the things that's hurt me and upset me about one of the many things. I was quoted in the newspapers as saying, oh, goodness, I wouldn't go to a party in Ilford, I would go to Kensington and Chelsea. I never said anything like that.
I thought that was a good point, though.
It's not a good point. It's not a good point. It might be a good point for you, because you're a snob, obviously. I am not.
That's put him in his place.
The last thing in the world, now you can see how I deal with Louis. The last thing in the world I am is a snob. And I'm going to finish this serious point because that upset me. Something because it's in quotation marks does not mean to say the person said it.
Can I ask you another question?
You can
Is that
try.
the question?
Yes. Do you think the police are getting younger?
Honestly, I can't discuss the police at the moment in a flippant way because...
We may be about to sue them.
What's the next step for you guys? You're going to take action against the woman who accused you, right?
Well, I can't talk about that.
Can't talk about it.
No. Otherwise, I'll be in contempt of court.
Okay, well, what is it they do in that movie where... just tell me if I'm wrong. So you're going to take action against the woman, yeah?
Can't confirm, can't deny.
Okay, it's not going to work, is it? And you might be taking action against the police?
Might, but might not.
Yeah, is that sensible? I wouldn't take action against the police. There's a lot of them and they've got batons.
Do you know, every taxpayer in this country ought to be absolutely outraged at the amount of money this has cost. If the police had just asked us to come in for informal discussion, maybe a few days or a week after this woman made the allegations, we could have cleared the whole thing up.
Well, we really sincerely appreciate you coming in. Neil and Christine Hamilton, thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Oh, I've been looking for that. Who'd have thought it? Christine Hamilton's been sitting on my face. That's it for this week only. We'll see you next week. Good night.
That's next Thursday at 11:05. Well, next up, all, First Person meets a woman who makes a living out of cleaning up after gruesome deaths.
Hello, we are the Media Chaos Collective. We have invaded Channel 4 to tell you how to take over TV.
So if you think you can make better programs than they do here, and let's face it, who flipping couldn't, and send us your tapes.
Get off. To find out more, just log on to channel4.com.
/Adam and Joe, you bugger.